Up with KREM begins now.
Morning. It's a beautiful start to our week. It looks like warm temperatures from the weekend are really sticking around. We want to check in with meteorologist Thomas Patrick to see how the forecast is looking. Good morning.
Things are looking pretty warm outside. In fact, I was just out there a couple minutes ago, so things are warming up really nicely. In fact, our outdoor thermometer reporting 66 in the South Hill, currently 61 out at the airport close to Airway Heights. A beautiful look at the downtown area just behind the weather graphic there. Here are the current temperatures across the region. Some of you started in the 40s this morning, but now we're already hitting the 60s in a lot of areas, including Pullman. Actually, a very quick turnaround from the 40s to the 60s in just the matter of a couple of hours. That July sunshine doing a lot of work, even as of the 8 o'clock hour. Our temperatures will go all the way up into the 80s later on today. And all in all, should be a pretty good week ahead of us. The only blip might be a chance for some showers or thunderstorms come tomorrow. It's a pretty low chance for those areas shaded in green, but coming up, I'm going to be detailing just when we see those rain and thunderstorm chances across the area and what it does look like in terms of the summer warmth heading into next weekend. That's all in just a few minutes. Also, let's take a look at some traffic across the area as of the 8 o'clock hour. Some of our outskirts areas still not even seeing a whole lot of cars on the road, but of course the I-90 traffic picking up a little bit. But with all that sunshine out there, if you have the sunglasses, make sure to wear them while you're in the car for today.
Thank you so much, Thomas Patrick. It's time now for your morning rush. More news in less time. Highway 95 is still closed after a 120-foot rock slide. The Idaho Transportation Department estimates the slide is 40 feet deep with some rocks as large as 20 feet across. The highway is closed from milepost 186 near Pollock to milepost 189 near Riggins. The Idaho Transportation Department isn't sure exactly when that road will open up. And this morning, the Spirit Lake fire has flared up once again. The Idaho Department of Lands wrote the fire reached, quote, 2 large areas of heavy fuel and began throwing sparks up the hill. The blaze now covers 70 acres. The Department of Lands said 2 engines were at the fire and were working throughout the night. The Department of Lands sent additional air resources and the bulldozer to the site, which will continue working this morning. And a total of 121 students have tested positive in an outbreak on the University of Washington's Greek Row. 112 of those tested were in residence of fraternity houses. 9 other tested positive were in close contact with fraternities but did not live in the houses. The UW Medicine pop-up testing site was set up near Greek Row last weekend and conducted nearly 1,300 tests as of this weekend. Well, that's your morning rush. More news in less time. Let us know what's happening in your neighborhood by using the hashtag #UpWithKREM on social media. All right, it is 8:02. Now we're going to send it over to Jen with breaking news in Coeur d'Alene.
Well, hi, Dana Marie. Thanks so much for being with us this morning, everyone at home. We are live this morning along Lake Coeur d'Alene. I'm right in between Powderhorn Bay and Half Round Bay. We are near the site of the shoreline of where yesterday's mid-air collision took place over Lake Coeur d'Alene. So we're looking out on the water this Not a lot of activity as we get our day started. There are a few buoys out in the middle of the lake that indicate where the wreckage is still submerged this morning. But we've been here for a few hours this morning. We haven't seen any investigators or police watercraft on the water this morning. But here's what we do know this morning. As of right now, the Kootenai County Sheriff's Office confirms at least 2 people died in yesterday's mid-air collision. They say it's possible that there are more victims. This morning, a search will resume to recover more passengers, and the department says there are no survivors from this collision. Now, where we're looking at right now, again, this is the view from in between Powderhorn Bay and just south of the wreckage. Across the water is Rockford Bay. And yesterday, witnesses flanked this area at the time of the crash. Of course, it was a long holiday weekend. It was a warm day. People were out on the water. And here is what it looked like following the crash. Authorities say 2 planes collided midair, crashed into the water. They did not hit anyone that was on the water. That was the sole crash. But they say, again, those planes are submerged in about 130 feet of water this morning. They were able to recover some debris that was along the water line yesterday, but a majority of the wreckage does still remain at this location. And here's what we know so far as well. The Kootenai County authorities say this happened around 2:30 yesterday. Now, when they first arrived, they were able to pull 2 bodies from the water, but they say it's possible that up to 6 other people are still trapped in that wreckage. They say initial reports indicated that there might have been 8 people total in between the 2 planes, between passengers and crew members. But again, they are still working to determine exactly how many victims there are still in the wreckage. And they're also not able to identify the victims just yet. Once they're able to do that, they will notify next of kin and release their identities. We also don't have much information this morning on the 2 planes involved in this crash, but we do know that at least one of the planes took off yesterday from Lewiston. And this morning, we are expecting the sonar team to be back out on the water. They have been able, again, to locate that wreckage, and that will help crews get back to that point and pick up the wreckage that is still in the water this morning. Now, Nicole Hernandez, she's across the lake this morning. She was able to talk to witnesses who saw this wreck yesterday, and we want to check in with her now.
Good morning, Jen. So I'm at Rockford Bay right now, which is where witnesses say that they actually saw the planes crash over Lake Coeur. Now this morning things are looking much more calm compared to yesterday afternoon after these 2 planes crashed. You can see very few boats on the water, and the few boats that are on the water, it's really hard to tell whether or not they are those crews out there near the scene or if they're personal boats, but mostly this morning it seemed like personal boats out on the water. Now, like you heard from Jen, yesterday things looked much different. There were multiple crews on scene working to locate the planes and the passengers. I saw in the water several boats with those flashing emergency lights on them moving around that same little pocket of area where those planes crashed. In between those boats, you could also see a bit of debris from the plane that was kind of shining through the water and floating at the top of the lake there. Now, boaters around were still boating, but crews asked them to stay out of their way. Now, we did talk with one woman who says she was on the shore with her friend when they saw the crash happen.
All of a sudden, out of nowhere, just a huge, big eruption of flames. It was just the whole fireball flame in the sky. And my friend and I are just standing there, and then you could just see debris falling with it. And you could tell it was obviously an airplane because it was in the sky. But it fell to the ground, and then just a huge loud noise followed it. So it was pretty terrifying. We all were just standing at the beach, just watching it and just completely shocked at what we saw.
And who says he was in a boat on the water when the crash happened.
We knew we were in the crash site, and it wasn't but a few seconds until the gentleman from the fishing boat across from us shouted out that he found a body, and then he shouted out again. He said, I've got two bodies over here. I need help. So myself and one other gentleman in the boat with me, we dove in the water and swam over to his fishing boat.
As the Sheriff's Department says that they will be out here again today using that sonar technology to search for those planes and any other victims. At this point, the Sheriff's Department cannot confirm exactly how many people were involved in this crash, but as of yesterday afternoon, their estimate was 8 people between the 2 planes. Now, we will be here all morning to bring you any new information as crews get out on the water and start getting that new info. Live at Rockford Bay, I'm Nicole Hernandez.
Nicole, thank you. Now, the Kootenai County Sheriff's Office deputies say they are bringing in a barge that will help recover the wreckage that, again, is still submerged this morning. And at that time, we're expecting to learn more about possible victims in this case. In the meantime, they're asking people to really avoid this area and let investigators do their work. We've seen a few recreational boats here and there this morning, but so far it looks like most people are abiding by those rules. And also overnight, we learned that the NTSB will be investigating this case. There were investigators that left Seattle overnight and came here to Idaho, and they will be heading this investigation. Again, we will be live out here all morning following this mid-air collision here over Lake Coeur. For the latest information, you can always check KREM.com. Dana Marie, back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Jen. Starting tomorrow, businesses in Washington must turn away customers who aren't wearing face masks. The new statewide order is in response to a surge of coronavirus cases. Businesses who don't comply with the order could be faced with fines or forced closures by state regulators.
The virus has spiked in recent weeks, and we know this. This is not just a coincidence of more testing. It's because more people are becoming infected. That is clear.
There are multiple types of face coverings that are acceptable under the guidelines. You can use a sewn face mask that secures the head around or behind your ears. A face covering could also be something as simple as several layers of fabric tied around the mouth and nose. It can be made from nearly any material like cotton, fleece, or linen. You can buy factory-made masks, but homemade masks are also perfectly acceptable. Now, coming up in the next 10 minutes, we look ahead. Scientists have been using the term R naught in regards to the coronavirus. But what exactly does that mean? We'll explain.
And there's so much sunshine out there to kick off our Monday as temperatures do warm up easily into the 80s today. But I will track a few thunderstorms later on this week. Have the details on that coming up.
Is your roof missing shingles or in need of repair? Don't wait to update. Alpine Construction has been providing quality roofing and home remodeling in Spokane for more than 30 years. Call Alpine Construction for a free estimate before Wednesday and receive up to $500 off.
1.7 million people call Idaho home. A home built by generations of hardworking, resilient, innovative, kind people. Now it is time for the 1.7 million to come together. To be the generation that reignites Idaho for the future. We are 1.7 million strong, and we are open. We are ready to rebound safely. We are One Idaho. Find out more at one.idaho.gov.
I wanted my hepatitis C gone.
I put off treating mine.
Epclusa treats all main types of chronic hep C. Whatever your type, Epclusa could be your kind of cure.
I just found out about mine.
I knew for years. Epclusa has a 98% overall cure rate.
I had no symptoms of hepatitis C.
Mine caused liver damage.
Epclusa is only one pill, once a day, taken with or without food for 12 weeks. Before starting Epclusa, your doctor will test if you have had hepatitis B, which may flare up and could cause serious liver problems during and after treatment. Tell your doctor if you have had hepatitis B, other liver or kidney problems, HIV or other medical conditions, and all medicines you take, including herbal supplements. Taking amiodarone with Epclusa may cause a serious slowing of your heart rate. Common side effects include headache and tiredness. Ask your doctor today if Epclusa is your kind of cure.
Summer is here at Bi-Mart, so we're serving up some sweet deals with Bi-Mart's Summer of Savings. Enjoy your favorite
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Philips TVs and Blu-ray players. Or take on the outdoors with a new pair of men's and women's North.
And then this hit is the same one as the hit of the C block at the 6. Okay. So
get these deals and more by visiting bimart.com.
So it's just one VO.
Flyers. It's a summer.
I don't have iPad anymore.
At your local Bi-Mart stores.
Okay. One VO. Okay, got it.
2 for $5 has all the chicken you crave. You can choose from the spicy or homestyle chicken sandwich, crispy or spicy 10-piece nuggets. But let's be real. You're gonna get those 20 spicy nugs for $5. Only at Wendy's.
Make the most of your outdoor living space this summer with a covered patio by Alpine Construction. Alpine Construction builds custom patio covers in less than 10 days, starting at just $12,000. Call Alpine Construction now to get scheduled before the summer rush.
You're watching Up with KREM.
Well, good morning and thanks for joining us. Scientists have been using the term R naught to talk about coronavirus since the beginning of the pandemic. But what exactly does that mean? We'll explain.
R naught is a number that represents how quickly a contagious disease is spreading. To understand it, all you have to do is think about the number 1, a single case of coronavirus. If the R naught is above 1, that means every person with the illness is infecting more than one other person. And that means the disease is exponentially increasing. So let's do the math. If the R naught number is above 1, like 1.5, that means each sick person is infecting 1.5 other people. Let's take a group of, say, 100 people, all tested positive for COVID-19. 100 people would infect 150 people. Then each of those 150 would infect 1.5 others. So now 225 people are infected. That group then infects another 337. At that rate, by the 10th generation of the disease, or a little less than 2 months' time, the total number of newly infected people would rise from 100 to 5,766 people. But now let's see what would happen if that number is less than 1, say 0.8. Now, each sick person would pass the disease along to fewer than 1 person. So let's go back to that same group of 100. With the R0 number being 0.8, that group of 100 would only infect 80 people. Those 80 would infect only 64 people. They would only infect 51 people. So after about 2 months, the number of newly infected people would fall from 100 to 11. In a little over 2 months' time, it's all but vanished. The tough part is doing the work needed to reduce the R0 number. And no one is saying the virus will disappear anytime soon, if ever. But experts do say wearing a mask, washing your hands, and staying out of crowds can help the R0 number, and the number of new virus cases get smaller and smaller.
Well, we do want to check back in again with Jen York, who's at the site of a plane crash at Powderhorn Bay. Good morning, Jen.
Well, good morning, Dana Marie, and good morning to everyone at home. A somber morning here on Lake Coeur d'Alene. A search is expected to resume again this morning for more victims of a deadly mid-air collision over Lake Coeur d'Alene yesterday. You can see out on the water this morning, not a lot of activity. We haven't seen any police or investigative watercraft on the water today, but that crash site is marked with orange buoys on the water just north of Powderhorn Bay. Now, what we know this morning, authorities have confirmed at least 2 deaths linked to this collision, but they say it's possible that there are at least 6 other victims still in the wreckage. We know that the wreckage is still submerged in quite a bit of water this morning. So they are working to bring in a barge to help recover that wreckage. Due to the nature of the crash, investigators have not been able to identify the victims as of yet. So once they're able to do that and notify next of kin, they will release their identities to the public. We'll have more updates on this crash coming up in our next half hour on Up with KREM.
KREM 2 News is sponsored by Airstream of Spokane.
We are strong and we'll get through this together, but these are stressful times. Reach out to someone, connect with your friends, and know that you are not alone. Visit wearebroadcasters.com/hope, furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Leaky pipes? Clogged drain? No hot water? At Raptor Rooter and Plumbing, we know there's more essential business happening in your home now than ever before. We've implemented a no-contact process because we understand the safety of your family and sanitation of your home is critical. Call Raptor Rooter and Plumbing today at 509-230-2369 and receive $30 off any drain cleaning service. Raptor Rooter and Plumbing. We make your leaks become extinct.
Once weekly Ozempic is helping many people with type 2 diabetes.
Yeah, I'll take Silverwood.
Lower their blood sugar.
How much total time for this weather hits?
Who took Ozempic reached an A1C under 7 and maintained it.
230. Okay. Then I'm gonna not even do this
under 7. And you may lose weight.
It's been kind of throwing me off because I had 3 minutes in the early shows, and I guess I've had less time in the later shows. So I've been running heavy.
For known heart disease, Ozempic lowers the risk of major cardiovascular events such as heart attack, stroke, or death.
It lowers the risk. Oh? And I only have to take it once a week. Oh.
Ozempic is not for people with type 1 diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis. Do not share needles or pens. Don't reuse needles. Do not take Ozempic if you have a personal or family history of medullary thyroid cancer, multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2, or if you are allergic to Ozempic. Stop taking Ozempic and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, itching, rash, or trouble breathing. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Tell your doctor if you have diabetic retinopathy or vision changes. Taking Ozempic with a sulfonylurea or insulin may increase low blood sugar risk. Common side effects are nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, stomach pain, and constipation. Some side effects can lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems.
Once weekly Ozempic is helping me reach my blood sugar goal.
You may pay as little as $25 for a 1-month or 3-month prescription. Ask your healthcare provider today about once weekly Ozempic.
Now, your local Storm Tracker 2 forecast.
Welcome back. It's 8:20 on this Monday morning, and it is beautiful out there at Silverwood. Beautiful blue skies, plenty of sunshine to go around. It's going to be a pretty great day today, even though it did start a little bit cool earlier this morning. But yeah, a couple hours after sunrise and things are already warming up quite nicely. I'm meteorologist Thomas Patrick filling in for Evan Nurani for today and for a couple days to come here. Our top headlines are that it's warm, but it's not hot out there. In fact, we still haven't hit 90 degrees yet in the Spokane area. So I think that trend's going to continue this week. No 90s on the 7-day at least. Some thunderstorms for Tuesday, not a deal breaker for that day, but we'll highlight who does have the best chance to see maybe a little bit of rain. Here's what it's going to look like for today, mostly in the 80s, just about everywhere for the inland Northwest. And actually, it's kind of surprising because some areas were in the 40s this morning. I think I saw as cold as maybe 42, 44 in the Pullman area this morning, and it's going to be up to around 80 degrees later on today. So all that July sunshine doing what it does best. And it's going to keep us in the 80s most days for the upcoming week. Just 75 for Tuesday and Wednesday. A little bit cooler, but what you notice, or maybe not notice, is that there's no 90s on there. In fact, we're keeping the heat waves away from the Pacific Northwest. In fact, we're kind of the outlier across most of the U.S. anyways, because all the hot weather is really controlling not just the Southwest, but the Great Plains, most of the East Coast as well. But this little bit of influence from the Northwest and the North Pacific just prevents heat waves. It doesn't necessarily make things cold by any July standards, but just no 90s yet in our forecast. If that jet stream was a little bit farther north, that might be a different case, but we'll see what happens in the weeks to come here. As for those thunderstorm chances, we'll take you to Future Tracker. This is first thing tomorrow morning at about 6 a.m. This is this band of rain and thunderstorms that has developed on our Future Tracker computer model for the last couple runs here. So between Coeur d'Alene and the Palouse and maybe even the Lewiston area, that would be a chance for morning thunderstorms. And as for the afternoon, that would be moving into far northeastern Washington. Just a couple small chances, not a deal breaker for the day on Tuesday, but just something to consider during the daytime for tomorrow. So morning hour chances, afternoon chances for thunderstorms. Other than that, it is a plenty sunny forecast as our temperatures will range between 75 and 86 for the next 7 days.
It looks like crap.
You went the cheap route. In a sense, you often get what you pay for.
Coming up on Judge Jerry Springer.
You said, I'll give you this money, no strings attached. Did you have a tape recording machine at the time?
He's like, babe, don't be mad. I was in a 3-car collision. Your car's ruined.
This is crazy stuff.
And then I felt sorry for the roommate. Kevin was drunk all the time. Aaron was in love with him.
Wait, this belongs on my other show.
All this week on Judge Jerry Springer.
Watch weekdays at 2 on CW22.
When a water heater fails, everyone in your home knows instantly. Nothing quite replaces being able to take a hot shower. Luckily, the experts at Mainstream know exactly how to avoid these problems. Contact Mainstream for water heater sales and service today. Proudly serving CDA and Spokane.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me pull up my scripts again. I'm going to need to plug in my phone. I'm going to need to plug in my phone here soon. It's going to last through the show.
Is there. Direct at choicehotels.com.
Coeur d'Alene Casino presents our all-new entertainment series, Core Stars. Get ready to see music legends TLC on August 13th. Experience House of Fury WFC Mixed Martial Arts on August 20th. Catch comedian Bill Engvall on September 3rd. See Super Diamond, the Neil Diamond Tribute Band, on September 10th. And don't miss Lori Morgan and Pam Tillis's Grits and Glamour Tour on September 24th. For tickets, visit cdacasino.com. Coeur d'Alene Casino. Welcome home.
I have moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now there's Skyrizi. 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months after just 2 doses.
Skyrizi may increase your risk of infections and lower your ability to fight them. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fevers, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or coughs, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
I feel free to bare my skin. Visit skyrizi.com.
All of us at KREM 2 are relying on our new coworkers to help us through this challenging time. Join us to celebrate area pets and Spokanimal every Tuesday on KREM 2's Pick of the Litter.
Sponsored by Country Store.
When a water heater fails, everyone in your home knows instantly. Nothing quite replaces being able to take a hot shower. Luckily, the experts at Mainstream know exactly how to avoid these problems. Contact Mainstream for water heater sales and service today. Proudly serving CDA and Spokane.
You're watching Up with KREM.
Well, good morning and welcome back to Up with KREM. I'm Jen York, live along Lake Coeur this morning, north of Powderhorn Bay. A search is expected to resume this morning to recover victims of yesterday's mid-air collision above the lake. Out here live this morning, not a lot of activity on the water. You can see the crash site. Just 3 buoys. Now, this is out in the center of the lake. We don't have a lot of information on what is expected or what time this search is expected to get underway this morning, but we do know this so far. Authorities say they were alerted to this plane crash yesterday just before 2:30. Witnesses say 2 planes crashed midair and then fell into the water. Now, authorities were able to confirm at least 2 fatalities related to this collision, but they say it's possible that there were up to 8 people total on those 2 planes. Now, the wreckage right now is submerged in about 130 feet of water. Authorities plan to bring in a barge to help recover that wreckage and help us learn more exactly who was on these planes and if there are more victims in this case. And what we also know that they are doing this morning, they have a sonar team that will be out. They've been able to locate this wreckage. They'll keep an eye on it. Again, you can see it marked with 3 buoys in the water this morning. We do want to take a bird's eye view of where this crash happened. This is north of Powderhorn Bay and across the lake from Rockford Bay. This morning, boaters, swimmers, recreational fishermen, everyone's just encouraged to avoid this area as investigators get back out here on the water. They say they're just asking the public to be patient. They say this is going to be a multi-day operation. Again, they're bringing in a barge to help recover some of the wreckage that is still submerged in the water. Also this morning, we know that the NTSB will be heading this investigation. Crews left Seattle last night to come to Idaho to begin this investigation. Of course, it's something we will continue to track here on Up with KREM. Not a lot of activity right now on the water, but we will be here throughout the day to track this recovery process and track the investigation as it also gets underway. Reporting live just north of Powderhorn Bay this morning along Lake Coeur I'm Jen York, and of course we'll have more information coming up this morning on Up with KREM.
Well, thank you so much, Jen. We're going to toss it over to Thomas Patrick with a look at your forecast.
Yeah, good morning, everybody, and things are going to be very nice weather-wise today. Already a lot of sunshine out there. High temperatures expected in the 80s for this afternoon. That will be commonplace this week. There is a small chance for a few isolated thunderstorms both in the morning and the afternoon hours tomorrow. Other than that, we're back to sunny skies for the remainder of the week and all the way into next weekend.
Fairlife makes the most of milk. It's ultra filtered for 50% less sugar and 50% more protein. So make the most of any occasion with Fairlife ultra filtered milk.
Is your dishwasher just not getting the job done?
Then see the great selection of GE dishwashers in stock and on sale at Fred's Appliance 4th of July sale.
With features like a spacious 3rd rack and fan assist drying, GE dishwashers can handle large loads of dishes and have them all come out looking great.
Fred's has the best selection of dishwashers anywhere. See all the top brands with one stop at Fred's Appliance.
Take advantage of the great prices at Fred's 4th of July sale.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Your trusted, locally owned resource for efficient, cost-effective repair.
One away.
Our Perfection Tire certified techs can do it all. When that check engine light comes on, we can fix
Got it.
Need brakes? We can fix it. Factory scheduled maintenance, wipers not working, headlight out, squeaky belt, oil change, foot leak, wheel alignment. Guess what? At Perfection Tire, we can fix it.
Why go anywhere else?
Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Nobody beats perfection.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Unlike some distant mail order factory, at Medicine Man, we provide a more personal connection. It's important that our patients understand the prescription directions and any side effects. We'll answer all your questions.
At Medicine Man, we care about you and your health.
New Covergirl Clean Fresh Skin Milk, a vegan foundation formulated without formaldehydes, phthalates, parabens, sulfates, and talc, giving me a healthy, natural look that says, this is me. Clean Fresh Skin Milk from Easy Breezy Beautiful Covergirl.
Well, good morning and welcome back to Up with KREM. I'm Jen York reporting live along Lake Coeur just north of Powderhorn Bay this morning. Near this location is the site of a deadly mid-air collision over Lake Coeur d'Alene. We can take a live look out on the water this morning over my left shoulder. Pretty quiet on the water this morning. Right now, the only activity that we're seeing from this vantage point is just a few buoys in the water that mark the presumed case or location of the wreckage in this case. Now, as of this morning, right now, we know that at least 2 people died in connection to this collision yesterday. But this morning, the search will resume for more passengers. But experts say that they are not expecting any survivors. Now take a look at the location that we're at. So right now this is the view from north of Powderhorn Bay. Across the water is Rockford Bay. Yesterday witnesses flanked this area at the time of the crash. We know it was a long holiday weekend. Yesterday was really warm. People were out on the water. A lot of people saw this. I witnessed this crash. So here is what it looked like yesterday. Authorities say the 2 planes crashed mid-air and crashed into the water. Authorities have been able to locate the wreckage, but it is submerged in about 130 feet of water. They were able to recover some debris yesterday, but they say a majority of that crash is underwater this morning. Now, here's also what we know. The Kootenai County authorities say they were first alerted yesterday to a possible plane crash around 2:30. When they arrived, they say the 2 planes had collided, fell into the water, and they were able to pretty quickly confirm that there were 2 fatalities. But they say it's possible up to 8 passengers and crew members were on the 2 planes at the time of the collision. So this morning, they are still working to confirm that number. Due to the nature of the crash, investigators were unable to identify the victims that were pulled from the water. So once they do make a positive identification, they will notify next of kin before releasing their identity to the public. And this morning, authorities have not said the types of planes involved in this crash, but they say at least one of them took off yesterday from Lewiston. And again, as we briefly mentioned, it was a popular day along the water yesterday, a long holiday weekend, temperatures in the mid-80s. A lot of people were out here on the water to witness this collision. Nicola Hernandez was able to talk to some of those witnesses, and she joins us now with more on what they saw.
Good morning, Jen. So I'm here at Rockford Bay, where witnesses say they actually saw these 2 planes that crashed over Coeur d'Alene Lake yesterday afternoon. Now, this morning does look quite a bit different than we saw yesterday afternoon. Still very clear water, only just a few boats out on the lake today. Now, it's hard to tell from here which of these are emergency crews and which of them are just personal boats. But we will make sure to keep you updated as we see crews get out on the water. So compared to yesterday, though, like you heard from Jen yesterday, there were multiple crews on the scene working to locate planes and passengers from across the lake in Powderhorn Bay. You could see the debris from the top of that little hill there. You could see the shining of part of that plane floating in the water, as well as several crews around that area. And we talked to a man who says he was in the water on a boat when the crash happened.
We knew we were in the crash site, and it wasn't but a few seconds until the gentleman from the fishing boat across from us shouted out that he found a body, and then he shouted out again. He said, I've got two bodies over here, I need help. So myself and one other gentleman in the boat with me, we dove in the water and swam over to his fishing boat.
Now, the Sheriff's Department will be out here again today. They are still working to confirm exactly how many passengers were on board the planes, but I'll be out here all morning to bring you more information as crews get out on the water and give us any new information. I'll send these back to you.
Nicole, thank you so much. Now this morning, back out here live just north of Powderhorn Bay, authorities are asking swimmers and boaters to just avoid this general area as they work to recover this wreckage. The plan is to bring a barge in that will help bring up the wreckage, again, submerged in 130 feet of water. But they're also asking the public to be patient. They say this is going to be a multi-day operation. In the meantime, I've been able to talk to a few locals here along the lake. They were able to witness yesterday's crash and the aftermath. They say it's just unbelievable, something that you just don't see here in North Idaho. And they said they speculated as to what really happened. This witness was a pilot, but of course that's going to be determined by the NTSB. We know investigators left Seattle last night to be here in Idaho as the search resumes for passengers this morning along the water. Again, we haven't seen police out on the water just yet, but they are expected to be out here today working to recover that wreckage. We will have more live coverage here from Lake Coeur as work gets underway and that search resumes. Of course, the latest is always going to be on KREM.com and on the KREM 2 mobile app. Reporting live here along Lake Coeur I'm Jen York. Dana Marie will send it back to you.
Thank you so much, Jen, for those updates. Well, here back in studio, these are 3 things you need to know to start your day. Free curbside coronavirus testing will be available at multiple schools in Spokane starting tomorrow. The new testing sites will offer services to people who are underinsured or without insurance, as well as people who have difficulty getting to a testing clinic. Those who are insured are asked to go to their primary care provider for a test. Now, if you'd like the list of these locations, text curbside to 509-448-2000. Those will send directly to your phone. A total of 121 students have tested positive in an outbreak on the University of Washington's Greek Row. 112 of those tested were in residence in the fraternity houses. 9 others tested positive. They were in close contact with fraternities, but did not live in the houses. A UW Medicine pop-up testing site that was set up near Greek Row last week conducted nearly 1,300 tests as of this weekend. And Idaho confirmed 362 new coronavirus cases on Sunday. That's the second highest number of confirmed cases in a single day. The first highest single day spike came the day before when 396 cases were found out. That was on the 4th of July. The statewide total is now 2,886 coronavirus cases. All right, we're going to get a live look outside this morning. A beautiful day shaping up, definitely a clear one. We want to check in with Thomas Patrick to see what the rest of the week has in store. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Dana Marie. More of the same in a couple words here. We're going to see a lot of sunshine throughout the course of this week. Not to say that we're devoid of any rain chances, but they will be very few, very minimal later on this week. But today, yeah, shaping up to be just great out there. It's currently 61 degrees in Spokane as of right now and warming up quickly overall. In fact, that 61-degree reading was at the top of the hour, and I would not be surprised to see that increase by maybe 4 or 5 degrees by the time we hit the 9 o'clock hour. So, yeah, we are easily on our way to the 70s and 80s later on today. In fact, it should be mid-70s by the time we hit the noon hour today. Low 80s for high temperatures this afternoon. Nothing but sunny skies straight through our Monday. Now, tomorrow we do have a few small chances for thunderstorms, or low chances overall, and it's not everywhere either. So coming up, I got to detail just when we see these rain chances and just how scattered or isolated they might be across the region. So I have that part of the forecast coming up in just a few minutes here. As of right now, let's take a look at some of the traffic cameras across the region. Haven't seen any kind of significant uptick, especially even on I-90. So traffic flowing quite smoothly this morning. And as mentioned, we're going to see sunny skies. So grab the shades if you got them on your way out the door.
All right, coming up next, Northern Quest is canceling all summer concerts because the coronavirus cases are on the rise in Spokane County. After the break, we're bringing you the latest on that decision.
Much of the time and money spent doing dentistry is redoing dentistry. Biomimetic techniques is an alternative to traditional methods that concludes less dentistry is the best dentistry. For more information, contact Dr. Scott Davis at Premier Dental of Spokane.
It was a Saturday. Chris was a good dad. His water practices, not so much. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Culligan. Got a water pitcher for the fam. Pretty safe, huh?
Well, basic water pitchers are passable, whereas a Culligan reverse osmosis system can reduce lead, arsenic, pesticide runoff.
You realize these have filters?
Chris, pour it out.
It's not going fast enough. Just done with that.
When your water's right, so is your world.
I wrote that.
It's the 1105 endless orders migraine medicine, the 220 back-to-back calls migraine medicine. It's called Ubrelvy, the migraine medicine for anytime, anywhere a migraine attacks, without worrying if it's too late or where you happen to be. One dose of Ubrelvy can quickly stop migraine pain and debilitating symptoms in their tracks within 2 hours.
Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Unlike older medications, Ubrelvy is the first pill of its kind to directly block the GRP protein believed to play a role in migraine attacks. Do not take with strong CYP3A4 inhibitors. Few people had side effects. Most common were nausea and tiredness. A migraine can strike anytime, anywhere. Ask about Ubrelvy, the anytime, anywhere migraine medicine.
Devin, did you know Geico is now offering an extra 15% credit on car and motorcycle policies?
Okay.
That's 15% on top of what Geico could already save you. So what are you waiting for? DJ Khaled to be your motivational coach?
Yo, Devin, remember to brush in a circle motion. Thank you, DJ Khaled. Tiny circles, Devin. Do another one. Another one. Is this good? Put in that work, Devin. Don't give up.
Geico. Save an extra 15% when you switch by October 7th.
At Arctic Spas, we've expanded our 2020 lineup to offer you more. More sizes, models, options, and choices. And everything is still engineered for the world's harshest climates. Our Core series makes hot tubbing easy for any budget. Our Classic series embodies 25 years of engineering excellence. And our new Custom series offers unsurpassed comfort, construction, and technology completely custom built to your needs. You deserve it. ArcticSpaSpokane.com.
Well, thanks for joining us this morning on Up with KREM. Another wave of cancellations rolled down this weekend when Northern Quest Casino announced a huge change in their summer concert plans. Their outdoor concert series will be delayed until next year because of rising COVID concerns in Spokane. We have KREM 2's Brandon Jones with more.
Northern Quest said they're doing this out of an abundance of caution and safety for their customers here in Spokane. This year, plenty of events have been canceled. Right now, I'm at the Riverfront Pavilion. This is a spot that was supposed to be flourishing with concerts and outdoor events this entire summer. This morning, Mayor Woodward brought up the idea of possibly returning some of those canceled events.
The politicians are dividing us, no way. I wish I had somebody I could maybe talk to.
It's going to be a while before we see anything like this in Spokane again. Even with the recent optimism from Mayor Nadine Woodward about outdoor events, the artists who were already set to perform at the casino this summer have committed to a return next year with new dates. In a statement from the general manager, the casino said they were hopeful COVID numbers would be low in Spokane by this time, so it was a tough decision making the call to postpone. Before Northern Quest made the announcement, Mayor Woodward took to Facebook this morning while addressing safety protocols for the 4th of July weekend. In the post, she talks about the importance of wearing a mask and how it's less likely for the virus to spread outdoors. Woodward then goes on to say the following. The Spokane Regional Health District says just a handoff of positive COVID cases are linked to the protests that attracted thousands of people to Riverfront Park during several weekends. If that's the case, let's bring back those outdoor summer events that have been canceled. The mayor isn't the only one who supports this idea.
Because I think that there are a lot of things that we can do, particularly outside. So even with our trivia business, even though most of our games got hit, we have a couple that we've reopened because we were able to figure out a way to do it outside.
Bent Events is a company in Spokane that's seen several of their plans canceled throughout the year. They're in favor of more outdoor activities as long as they can be done in a safe manner.
So I think that opening up outdoor events would be good, not only for our business, but also for the community to be able to have some human interaction again.
So what are the actual chances we could see outdoor events return to Spokane this summer? In talks with Dr. Bob Lutz from the Health District, he said the chances are slim. Outdoor activities are much indeed safer than indoor activities, but we have seen a spread related to outdoor events like going to the beach. So for right now, the chances are very slim of any concerts or large outdoor gatherings returning this summer here in Spokane. From Riverfront Park, Brandon Jones, KREM 2 News.
All right, thank you so much, Brandon, for that. Well, this morning, the county sonar team will continue to search for debris and victims of a plane crash in Coeur d'Alene. We have KREM 2's Nicole Hernandez live now at Rockford Bay this morning with an update. Good morning, Nicole.
Yeah, good morning, Dana Marie. So we just got some new information in from Kootenai County Sheriff's Office. They can now confirm that one of the planes involved in this plane crash yesterday afternoon was from Brooks Seaplanes, which is the private plane tour company out of Coeur d'Alene. Now they say that that plane was a float plane. It had 5 people and a pilot. The passengers included 3 children in that plane. So the number of occupants is still being confirmed from the other Cessna that was involved in that crash. Again, that is new information within the last few minutes. Take a look at this video here that you can see from yesterday. This is the scene after those 2 planes crashed. A lot of crews out. There were crews from the Coast Guard, Marine units, as well as fire out on the water working to pull people out of the water. Now they say, the Kootenai County Sheriff's Office says there are no survivors. As of yesterday, they thought the total number of people involved in the crash was 8. They're still working to confirm that, but again, we have now confirmed 5 people plus a pilot on that Brooks Seaplane plane that is involved in this crash here. So the sonar team and dive team are going to be working this area again to continue trying to find those victims and those planes. Again, they do say that they do not think there are any survivors, but crews will be out here again today, and they will continue for the next few days in this search. The National Transportation Safety Board will also be out and continuing an investigation to figure out exactly how this happened. I'll send things back to you.
And coming up on Up with KREM, a look at your forecast as the warm weather continues for most of this week. That's coming up next.
In other news, as the opioid crisis continues to affect millions of Americans.
Have you heard anything about opioids?
I mean, I know they can be addictive.
Some people don't know how dangerous they are.
Mom, it's okay. I wouldn't want to risk taking them without a prescription, and I wouldn't want my friends to either.
Promise?
I promise. Now come on, let's eat.
Take the next step. Talk to your family about the dangers of opioids and lock up your medications.
Off Family Care has a dry touch formula that protects from mosquitoes, so you can focus on what means the most. Off. SC Johnson.
Your little girl loves her sippy cup and won't drink out of anything else. He might like it too. When killing roaches, you don't have to choose between safe or effective. Raid Ant and Roach with essential oils is safe for use around kids and pets. SC Johnson.
What are you missing from life? Let Northwest Bariatrics guide you through options that really work. And now is a great time to lose weight. Northwest Bariatrics is almost half the cost of other regional surgical weight loss groups on gastric sleeve and bypass procedures. And all procedures are performed at the 5-star award-winning physician-owned Northwest Specialty Hospital. Don't let
Very
life
good.
pass
You want me
by.
outside or you want me inside?
Northwest Bariatrics guide you through options that really work. Contact Northwest Bariatrics.
Okay, and how much total time do I have for weather?
My name is Mike Davis.
I'm Miley Mosinian.
My name is Ed Brining.
Jim DeWalt.
Our industry obviously was impacted by the coronavirus.
I reached out to Washington Trust and
Ooh, okay.
really told
I
them
will
we needed help.
re-add a couple graphics then.
Washington Trust sees us as people and not numbers.
Our employees were his top priority.
So we're switching from our big national bank to Washington Trust. They're an awesome community leader.
Now is the time for a new bath from Bathfitter. Every Bathfitter bath is installed quickly, safely, and beautifully with a lifetime warranty. Go from old to new, from worn to wow. The beautiful bath you've always wanted, done right, installed by one expert technician, all in one day. We've been creating moments like these for 35 years, and we're here to help you get started. Book your free virtual or in-home design consultation today.
Now, your local Storm Tracker 2 forecast.
And a good morning to you at home. A beautiful blue sky day across Spokane. In fact, this is about as perfect weather as we can draw it up, especially for July. I know a lot of us might be wondering, when are we going to get the extreme heat to, hit up the pool? Well, no big heat waves in the forecast for this upcoming week, so mid-80s is about the best we can do, but for most of us, that's plenty fine for the region. Warm, but not quite hot out there. That's definitely my top headline. Still haven't hit 90 degrees yet in Spokane, which it is pretty late to get this far into July without that marker hit. Some thunderstorms Tuesday, just some. In fact, it's just a few. It's not very many, so that's why it's the bottom headline and not the top headline as what it could otherwise be. So let's start with today, even though it was in the 40s for some locations. In fact, Pullman, you started the day at 44 degrees. It'll get up to 80 today in Pullman, 83 in Spokane, basically 80s everywhere for the inland Northwest. That sunshine warming things up very quickly. I'll be curious to see just how many degrees we tacked on just in the last hour here. And over the next 7 days, really not straying too far from average, which is low 80s in the Spokane area. Up to 86 is the warmest I got so far. That's this upcoming weekend. All in all, pretty nice. Should be mostly sunny on most of those days. So why aren't we getting the big time heat waves, even though we are now into July? Well, we're just getting a small influence just from a few systems that'll drop in from the north and west. It's not going to make things cold. It's not going to be like the June gloom. It's not going to be even like the first of this month, if you remember when we were stuck in the 50s and 60s. Nothing like that, just preventing any kind of heat waves, really just for Washington and North Idaho exclusively. The rest of the country is going to be baked in some very hot weather, 90s, 100s, even 110s for parts of Arizona and California, not just for the next few days, but perhaps the next few weeks. That weather system not building northward. It's not moving into our area. So instead, we'll just enjoy those comfortable 80s for the most part. The warmest we've been so far is 88 degrees in Spokane. The average first 90-degree day is usually around June 19th. We're well past that, a couple weeks shy of what the record latest 90-degree day is, which is July 21st. So that'll be still something to consider in the coming weeks. We take you to Future Tracker because I mentioned those thunderstorms for tomorrow. Here's 6 a.m. Little line or little developing line of showers and thunderstorms between Coeur d'Alene and the Palouse. That tomorrow morning should be contained in this area overall. And then as for the afternoon, we'll see the northern terrain, the northern mountains bubble up a couple more showers and thunderstorms way off to the north. In both of these scenarios, it looks like it should dodge or avoid Spokane overall. It almost looks like the number 7, but that's where it is. Our low chances or scattered chances for thunderstorms will be in these areas. Morning for our southern areas here, afternoon for those northern areas. By the way, one more look at the Spirit Lake fire conditions. Most of the wind's pretty calm right now, but the winds may be around 5 to 15 miles per hour later on today. So as mentioned, with those thunderstorms for Tuesday, that's our only chances for thunderstorms. We are sunny for all the other days in the forecast.
The Storm Tracker 2 team tells you when the storm will hit.
Thunderstorms moving into the Spokane area just before 6 o'clock.
Alerts you to what's next.
We have a threat for everything. High winds, hail.
The Storm Tracker 2 team prepares you for the storm.
Where can a healthier heart lead you? For people with heart failure taking Entresto, it may lead to a world of possibilities. Entresto helps people stay alive and out of the hospital. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
We're here this week to supply your family with great bargains on great products. Enjoy your own shade with a Caravan canopy.
Okay.
And quench your thirst with a cool drink. Have a family camp out in a new tent. And get a great deal on Chevron oil for your car. For all your needs, Bi-Mart offers you a great place to conveniently shop and then get right back to your busy life. So head on over to your Rathdrum Bi-Mart to grab these deals and more. Big brands, big value. Bi-Mart, big buys.
At KREM Chevrolet, you'll always get our best price. Always. Choose from a huge selection of over 300 quality pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Vehicles for just about any budget. And a finance process for just about any credit situation. Shop and compare. You'll find our pre-owned vehicles are consistently among the lowest priced in the region. At KREM Chevy, we offer home test drives and delivery, as well as our exclusive 3-day vehicle exchange policy. And if we don't have the car you're looking for, let us know. We'll find it. Serving Spokane for over 52 years. KREM Chevrolet and KREMChevrolet.com.
Leaky pipes? Clogged drain? No hot water? At Raptor Rooter and Plumbing, we know there's more essential business happening in your home now than ever before. We've implemented a no-contact process because we understand the safety of your family and sanitation of your home is critical. Call Raptor Rooter and Plumbing today at 509-230-2369 and receive $30 off any drain cleaning service. Raptor Rooter and Plumbing. We make your leaks become extinct.
When it comes to parenting, you're a pro. You know your kid doesn't step around puddles. And you know cheap leaky diapers are an amateur move. You need Love's Pro Level leak protection. Love's. Parent like a pro.
Pampers, the #1 pediatrician recommended brand, helps keep baby's skin dry and healthy. So every touch is as comforting as the first. Pampers, the #1 pediatrician recommended brand.
Well, this morning, the county sonar team will continue to search for debris and victims of a plane crash. We do have Nicole Hernandez live at Rockford Bay this morning with information that just came in. Good morning, Nicole.
Yeah, good morning, Dana Marie. Like you said, Kootenai County Sheriff's Office just sent us this new information. They have now confirmed that one of the planes involved in this crash yesterday afternoon was a float plane from Brooks Seaplane. Now, they said that that plane had a pilot plus 5 people in their plane, including 3 children. Now, the other plane involved, they know, is a Cessna. They know that that plane at least had 2 people on board. They're not sure exactly how many yet, so that leaves us with at least 8 victims now. Now, Kootenai County Sheriff's Office has said that they do not think there are any survivors. They successfully pulled one new victim out of the water yesterday afternoon. That was after 2 were already pulled out of the wreck right after the crash happened. Now, again, sonar teams are going to be out doing this more. They found that the wreckage was in about 127 feet of water that is now on the floor. They will be using this sonar technology to continue the recovery efforts. They will start that back up around noon today. So they are also going to be sending potentially today the National Transportation Safety Board over from the west side of Washington State to be able to continue this investigation. But again, all of this new information, we have now 3 confirmed recovered victims of this crash, up to or at least 8 victims total, potentially more, depending on how the Kootenai County Sheriff's Office figures out how many were in that second Cessna. I'll send things back to you, Dana Marie.
Thank you so much, Nicole, for that new updated information. We're going to head it over to Thomas for a last look at your forecast.
And good morning, Dana Marie. Things are looking wonderful today weather-wise. In fact, it should be just sunny all day long. The temperature is getting up into the 80s overall. As for tomorrow, look for an isolated thunderstorm chance in the morning between the Palouse and Coeur d'Alene and in the afternoon for northeastern Washington. But other than that, we're right back to mostly sunny conditions for the rest of the week and all through the weekend. Have a great Monday, everyone. We'll see you at noon.
Thanks for watching Up with KREM.